Ladies and gentlemen, guess who's back? Yes, right, it's me, Rocker, your friendly neighborhood tank commander. After a long absence in which I was playing Battlefield 4 and, well, mediocrely at that, I wasn't terribly good, I decided that it's again time for a bit of World of Tanks and maybe make a video to bore you with. I'm driving today well, it's probably supposed to be a Panzer IV Ausführung F2 without its side Schürzen. As you can see on the turret, there's basically a second layer of armor. It's actually also supposed to have those so-called Schürzen on the side of the tank, which were developed as protection against the Russian anti-tank rifles on the Eastern Front in the Second World War. Because it has terrible side armor, it could be penetrated by infantry anti-tank rifles. However, wargaming, for reasons unfathomable for our mortal minds, has decided to not add those Schürzen, probably because they treat them like spaced armor, which, well, the function they could fulfill. However, it would make them sideways basically immune against premium heat shells. Even if in reality it wasn't really like that. Now, what I'm doing here, well, I may or may not know what I am actually doing here. Just joking, I'm following the T1 Heavy, which announced at the start of the map that he would quickly go to the cap circle in the middle here of the map secret line. In encounter mode, which we are playing right now, there's only one cap circle, usually in the middle of the map, which can be kept by both sides, and look at that shot, perfectly set right into the fast driving enemy tank. However, the second shot I miss. Anyway, he's capping here, I'm using him as a meat shield and forward spotter. And you have just seen me bounce a shell here, which is surprising because the frontal armor of the Panzer IV is not much better than its side armor, which means it's terrible. I'm sporting the short 105mm Howitzer. Does very much have an interesting playstyle because it has not very good accuracy and a relatively slow travel time of the shell. A nice hit here. However, it's high explosive, which means it's always going to do some damage, even if it doesn't penetrate. And if it penetrates, well, look at that, one shot. However, if it doesn't penetrate, half of its damage, which is roughly 320 average, will simply disappear into thin air. The rest, in this case 160 damage, will try to creep through the enemy's armor. And here, this is my personal theory. I believe it's about 1 damage less per 1mm of armor it has to travel through. However, that might as well be bullshit because Wargaming has, as far as I know, never said anything about it. But it's basically a theory of mine. There's also heat shells for this cannon, which have, I believe, 86 penetration or 100 or something like that. The standard high explosive shell has have only 53 penetration. Here, as you can see, I didn't penetrate the KV-1, however I hit his driver slit, so a good part of the damage still got through. Again, it's probably the driver slit, however just 109 damage. But the funny thing when shooting a high explosive out of a howitzer is that you really don't have to aim very accurately. You actually can't, as I said, because of the slow travel time and the inaccuracy of such short-barreled howitzers. But after a stressful tier 10 game, it's sometimes quite funny and very nice to simply jump into your tier 5 tank, which this is one of, and blast away with the howitzer. There's an enemy Chinu. I've loaded the gold shell because I really want to kill that thing, and I do, but probably a normal high explosive shell would have been sufficient. Because it has also terrible side armor, as do all mediums, at least at this level. There's one KV-1 left. I really want to get the kill, however Spoiler alert, I don't get it. Because our Su-85 takes him out. And pause. Well, I must say, sorry for my long absence. As I said, I was playing Battlefield 4. Had a lot of fun, even if I'm not terribly good at it. But I'll probably continue playing. Back to the matter at hand, the Panzer IV. Very much fun, very uncomplicated, very easy for beginners, as long as you hold yourself back a bit, because it's fast enough to get into trouble relatively quickly, and the reverse gear is not very quick. I hope you've enjoyed my video after first video after a long absence, and thank you for watching.